Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tennis Manager. This is episode 37. We're into Rome for the Premier 900 level tournament. Uni gets a first round bye with the 13th seed, but Bartnikova is our second round opponent. Easily one of the toughest because of the seedings and the way they're placed. For a second round opponent, you're really not going to get much higher than Bartnikova. Anasimova would have been pretty much the only other option, and she actually went down in the first round, so Andreescu gets someone easier. And then you're looking at a really difficult potential third round matchup in that round of 16. For this one, we'll go with lower expectations than what we have had of late, as it looks like a pretty difficult match or pathway going forward. This one is looking like a balanced match. Let's see how we fare. We are through though. 6-2, 6-3. Total winners advantage of +4. Unforced errors advantage of +3. First serve points were much to our advantage. And we faced a lot of break points and only saved so many. So actually a little surprising that we managed to come out on top on this one. Lackey did a decent job of getting to the second round, but was knocked off by Kennan. Kennan carries on into the quarterfinals. Ayala is in one quarterfinal spot, and we're once again looking at a really difficult path trying to go forward, as predicted. Balanced match, though, on Fruhvirtova. 5-2 all-time against her, but this one is not going our direction. Is that our second straight loss against her? I think it is. 3-6, 6-7. We got to tiebreakers, but not doing enough to get through this one. 46% of the points won, but a -7 on the winners. -3 on the unforced errors, though we actually managed a very clean just 7 out of 151 points played. But only 1 out of 10 on break points converted, where she was a perfect 2 for 2. With the signing of Nguyen, our team is complete, at least for the time being. 6, I think, is an ideal number. We do have room for more, but at this stage, first thing is we don't really have the cash for more. Second thing is I really only want to manage so many players anyway, so I think 6 is an ideal number. Nguyen at 19 as an early bloomer. Let's hope that she still has some rapid growth left, because she does have that 5-star potential. But will that growth rate to the over the top best in the world, does she still have that rapid growth for now, or is it going to begin to slow with that last star, so ultimately coming much slower? We'll find out soon enough how she is in training. But realistically, there's only a few areas that we need to see quite a bit more from, like, +4 to speed, +4 to agility, +2 or 3 to stamina. And then from there, it's just a matter of putting skills over the top. 3 new staff members that we've added in are finally assigned. So Novotny instantly goes to Nguyen as their physio, and then Pritchard is the new physical trainer, level 9. I mean maximum here, and Pritchard is going to be assigned to Nguyen, to Hetherington, and to Lackey. So the 3 new ones. The only other one with 5-star is myself training Uni. You can see that Hans as our relatively long time here. Technical trainer is one that could easily be upgraded. So we are going to think about making a move in that one fairly soon. I'm going to have to check in on what Hans's contract, what the remaining time is there, see if it's worthwhile to, once we have a little more cash in a month or two, to replace Hans and upgrade to get a second one like Xiao, who's 4.5 stars, quite a bit better. The third staff member, of course, is the coach directly for Nguyen. 4-star coach, there is better out there, but she's providing good technical support and then that 5-star game plan support. Here are the overall staff placements at this point in time. You can see we do have room for 2 more coaches. Likewise, we could probably handle 2 more players. Anasimova is assigned now, so that's added in. It hasn't been updated until we kind of move the calendar forward a little bit. But we still have room for up to 6 more trainers. So in the case of Hans, that's a long-term contract. I don't know if we necessarily want to just outright fire Hans, or if we just turn around and find somebody who's even better to add in. That could be the way to go. It's a matter of getting the right personnel. But same for physio. So realistically, we could break in 2 more staff members, and then get a couple more trainers to get those further upgrades in. But all of that comes at a premium, comes at a cost, and we want to make sure that we don't outdo ourselves expense-wise. In the other area outside of sports, we are now maxed out to an extent. We're not maxed out in quality, we're maxed out in numbers. The new agent that we hired is in and just signed her first 3 deals, and we should start seeing a lot better options as we had a massive upgrade here. But our analyst is only a level 4. A couple of our scouts are definitely much lower on. These were the scouts we had long term. They both have expiring contracts this year, so I think the natural thing there is let those expire and then bring in new scouts in their place. And then we've just brought in 3 new scouts, one a short while ago and the other 2 after signing those. You raise that bar and it gets higher and higher. In fact, the newest one we just added in only has 1 assignment at the moment, as we are flying through assignments with these highest level scouts. And of course, last time we noted that we got up to that 5th tennis ball. That averages all the way up. Team still seen as a 4, but the Ngunye signing has just happened, so we'll see if that pushes to a higher level, even if it's only a half tennis ball for now. The training and medical, we'll see if there's any change in those as well as we go forward. But we're getting awfully close to having everything maxed out. Time for the goals for Ngunye, and a couple days ago she was 52nd. Now she's 49th, and instantly she's trying to push her goals higher. I think as a result, she wants top 15, which is crazy. Top 50 is clearly possible. At top 30, I don't know if she's going to get there before the end of the year. It's already middle of May. We're not talking about anything soon. I think she's going to be really upset by that, and she is. She's going to push for a minimum of top 20. There's no way she's going to reach that. Not a chance. And she's not going to win the title for the next Gen Finals either, because Uni is a far better player than Ngunye at this point in time, and Uni is the favorite for that. At least she's okay with... No, she's not okay with that one. She has just absolute fuming right now. Top 10 in the US. That's a big, big ask right now. So things did not go well with the negotiations on Ngunye for the year. Her expectations are insane for somebody who's only won 2 small senior level tournaments at this point. She's got tons of potential, and she is a good player right now and should have done better than she's done. And she absolutely can move up. But even top 30 right now is really pushing it. Next season, no problem, but this season, especially at the midway point, huge ask. And we're in Paris for the Roland Garros, the French Open, and it's already off to a terrible start for the team for multiple reasons. First off, Laki, even though she's the 44th ranked player, goes up against, how do you say it? Swiatek. She had a terrible draw, right? 3rd ranked player in the tournament, so she's out. Hetherington getting Andreeva, not as tough, but way too tough for her, so she's out. And while Ngunye easily could have won her match in the first round, the absolute demoralization of her goals has caused her to lose her first round, and therefore she's out as well. That's not going to help with that morale or with that lofty goal that she has forcibly placed upon that we weren't in agreement with. But at least in the case of Uni, we've got favorable matchups for, well, really the first 3 rounds. So we should cruise at least down to that round of 16. And Jovic, meanwhile, gets Osaka in the first round. So outside of Uni, the entire team, other than Nagunye, right? Other than Uni and Nagunye, the entire team gets terrible draws. And then Nagunye sabotages herself with impossible goals that we couldn't agree upon. And then that leaves us with one competitor beyond the first round, or you would think, as Jovic is going to be no match for Osaka. Zheng wasn't that easy of a match for us, 6-3, 6-4, but we are through. And folks, we've done it. One of our biggest goals has now been accomplished. The Sports Center, every upgrade complete. Medical Center, every single upgrade. Youth and Scouting, and the Business Center. It is all done. The infrastructure, we are at 100%. We have every bonus possible. We have every staff member possible. We have every team opening possible, though not all filled. There are still some vacancies out there that we could turn around and do something with. But at this point, with only a very humble balance, we're definitely not looking to make any new hires at the moment. But the infrastructure, done. Huge mark off the checklist. Even though we're in the middle of a grand slam, quick check-in on the manager's record just since we're here while we're at it, and since we've had this huge landmark of the infrastructure being complete. 5 seasons with the academy, just 1 important title so far. Best performance, 10th in the rankings. So Uni has climbed again. She's now 10th in the rankings. Laki, Nagunye, both up there as well, but they've done that essentially on their own and not. They've only just recently joined the team, though Laki has definitely gone up in rankings since joining the team. So she is headed the right direction, but it looks like we've got Grant all the way up to 250 now from that 1,000 where she was at. The one big title, that 1,000 level tournament just over a month ago for Uni. Just 2 250 tournaments. Lots of other titles at this level. We've got a lot of players that are playing well at this level, but not yet at these higher tiers. And then 5 junior Grand Slams, 3 junior finals. We're all over that one. No surprise that Jovic lost, but Uni continuing on with that strong pathway towards the round of 16. And let's see how she does in the next round. This one, very comfortable at 6-1, 6-1. Was all Uni. Here's that round of 32 match, and it was the hardest one that you could have possibly gotten. Burrell comes through, 31st ranked player. Just a short while ago, our ranking was quite a bit below that. Down below us, as in our potential round of 16 matchup, is likely Osaka, so it's not going to be easy from there. I don't think we're looking at going much further than round of 16, but for the 13th ranked player, that's where you would expect to get. We've still got to get through this one before that can happen. Balanced match, so it's not even something that we are going to be significantly better on, but you would think we are probably the better option. And no, we are out in the round of 32, 6-4, 4-6, 5-7. Everything was tight. We do not get through. -4 on the winners. And we couldn't play a very clean match as we were -9 on the unforced errors. We didn't convert very many break points either. There was plenty going on that we did wrong. Total points won, 48% on -7 compared to Burrell. She outplayed us. So we don't even make it to the potential Osaka match and see ourselves out a little bit early on this one. But that's okay. I don't have high expectations yet for Uni other than, the occasional tournament. As long as we're getting through a few rounds, it means she's keeping her form up. And this year is still going to be mostly about training. I don't think we're in for winning any tournaments yet until we really crack the top 10. And while we have pushed ourselves all the way up to 13th, and we are capable of beating those better players, and occasionally do, and we've had that one big tournament win. Still think we're a little short of where we need to be, so I don't mind this. I mean, it would have been nice to get that one more round, but next year feels like that time where Uni's going to be in the right place to start expecting wins. A little more growth yet to happen, and then of course Nagunye, Lackey, we want to get them to where Uni is now by next year. Best, quickest way to fix really, really poor morale is give days off. So we're giving 3 days off this week to Nagunye. We do add a little bit more to the other 2 days. Adding in a couple sprints that's one area she needs work on. Basically everyone besides Uni, we're working on sprints until we get them where we want. So that's always my additive training when the other option arrives. Uni though, she's getting so good, so dangerous, and she's got a bunch of attributes on the verge of leveling up again, like her anticipation, her footwork, which is one I'm working on right now, reflexes, spins is one that I'm working on right now, so we're going to see if we can push both of these up a level. Her drop shot's close, her hot shots is close, even though it's got a ways to go because of the low level. 1 or 2 training sessions will do it for those. The forehand accuracy and both aspects of the serve are also quite close. We're going to double up the spins with serve accuracy training, and so we'll see both of those increase, though I don't expect the serve accuracy to actually level up this week, but it'll be nice to get a 15-17 in there, making her serve that little bit more, not quite elite, but into that very good category. And we're almost looking at 16s across the board in the base technical skills, and those physical ones are starting to push to 17s across the board, plus the reflexes and natural fitness almost maxed out, and then that mental side outside of the positioning, which was one of my targets that I've been trying to bring along, but it's up to 16 now, so it's pretty good. Still like to see that hit 17-18 and catch up with the others, but she's so close to maxed out on those 4 mental skills, doing so well. Reflexes almost maxed out. Natural fitness already is. So as we go to wrap this episode up, here's what a training week has looked for everyone, because everyone had training this week. Nagunye was the only exception where we gave her 3 days off to recover, so we'll see how much that impacted. We still added in 2 more sessions and really only took away 2 sessions, so it was a standard week for her. We'll see what that looks like. But anyway, beginning with Uni, who we know is always growing and developing pretty rapidly. Her anticipation now level 19, and you can see the strong gains in backhand power and the serve accuracy, which we had that single session on. She gains 18.5% on it and nearly levels up, and that was one we were talking about. Grant, you can see how much better it is now. Speed is where we were focused on. It's 17%. It's not huge gains, but she is getting 8 to 9% in 1. Stamina gets a big bump because of how low it was, only being level 7. Same with the drop shot. So it's still not ideal, and the speed was really bad. It's now a 10. It's getting there. 13 is where we can start focusing in on other things. But Grant still has quite a few weaknesses, and Grant is actually on an expiring contract this year. And while life is getting better with Grant, I don't know if I want to re-sign her or not. I may move on. She didn't have great potential. There's much better candidates to have out there. Jovic, sign of the times. She has not broke into that period where she is developing rapidly, and speed is something we've worked on 100 times, and she hasn't even picked up half a level yet. So Jovic is very much the one that I would love to just fire and move on from, and maybe that's something to consider when the balance comes up a bit. Lackey, not a great training week for Lackey, actually. We focused on speed, and she only gained 1.5%. So is it just me, or Lackey, early bloomer, 21. So maybe Lackey is now beyond that phase. We don't know what the cutoff is. Gunye is 19 and an early bloomer. We know that Uni at 17 is still flying high. So maybe Lucky was not a great signing for us, as even though she has great potential, she's maybe too old now. Maybe that's standard at age 21. Hetherington is doing well, progressing nicely. Speed was her focus. 2 sessions. She gets about 12% per session. It's not fantastic, but it's absolutely good. She's going to progress nicely. Her speed is her biggest weakness, so we'll be working on that for quite a while. And there's that first check with Nguyen. Like I said, we did not get a big takeoff, but Nguyen at 19, boy, that's worrying. That's worrying, isn't it? Like I said, she didn't have the extra sessions compared to others, as we gave her a few days off to help that morale. Speaking of, how is that morale doing now? See, already just upset from nothing. I mean, it was 1%, and up to upset is probably 25%. We gave her a healthy boost on that one. I'm a little worried though that we didn't see more of a gain, and maybe even at 19, maybe early bloomers only through 18. Once you get past 18, you're into standard territory, and standard would be from like say 19 to 25, and then late bloomers 26 plus. Could be the case, in which case lessons learned, but also two big signings that probably aren't going to progress much, in which case we'll very much need to look at like getting rid of Jovic and Grant and getting two different players in, maybe during the off season. Maybe that's the time to do that. One expires, fire one, bring in two new ones, and move on from our original experiment players. Hetherington, that's the one that's doing well though, and in the case of Hetherington, we are early bloomer, 18. So is this it? Is this her final year of rapid progression before she suddenly ages? Now, the only good news on this one is we signed Hetherington as a 17-year-old, and a week later she was 18, and she's been in the academy for what, a month? So she's got about 11 months to go before she reaches 19. It's not just going to happen at the beginning of next season. It'll last for another year. But how much progression can we get in a year? I mean, her speed at an 8, getting that to a 13 may take close to a year, in which case her rapid progression is gone. So I don't see her getting a whole lot better. And to be 60th in the rankings with this set of attributes means she's probably not going to get good enough to get much higher up the rankings anytime soon. So outside of Uni, we might still be, one trick pony. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.